In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your Google Business Profile. All right, what you're looking at here is a scorecard that me and my team have developed to audit Google Business Profiles. There's 4 categories that I like to look at: the reviews, the about your business section, which is your business information that you put into your account, the media that you're uploading to your Google Business Profile, and the type of post. So let's talk about reviews first. We like to see businesses with a rating above a 4.7. That is the milestone that Google has set. Anything below that will start to get suppressed. The next is the number of reviews. On my scorecard here, I have 30 reviews, as I think that's a very healthy amount to aim for and is very achievable by most businesses. Some other factors that we look at when it comes directly to interacting with your Google Business Profile is how many you're getting a month, how many reviews you're getting each month. Google likes to see those reviews going up. With the customers that I'm working with currently, I like to see 1 a week at a minimum. The next category that we'll talk about is this about your business, which is what Google calls it, but it's basically just your baseline information about your business. So your business name is actually important. I call it Google optimized if you have your service in your name. I know that's not always possible, and it definitely depends on, how you set your business up originally. You can create a doing business as for some name changes. That way you have some paperwork to prove to Google that, hey, we, added garage solutions or we added plumbing to the end of our name. So it's a little bit easier for customers to find your business. That's the real reason you're doing it. So that when someone types in your industry, you want to come up, and having that, whatever your industry is, directly in your name is a great way to help optimize for showing up more on Google. The other thing is being in the right, I call it the competitive main business category. You can categorize yourself however you want. So I was just looking at the competition in your area and seeing what they have set as their category and matching them that way that you'll show up anytime they're showing up, especially if they've been around for a while. You want to be in that same category. So being in the competitive category is important. Having your phone number on here, self-explanatory. Having a website link is fantastic. Having your social media profiles, Google has said that they're going to actually be linking whatever you're posting on your other social medias on their Google Business Profile. Now, booking link. This is the first thing that I have unchecked here because this is very common that a lot of businesses are not utilizing this. In a perfect world, you have a CRM set up. We really like Jobber. Jobber gives you the ability to let customers add themselves to your calendar directly, which we utilize. The next thing is having a physical location. Now, this isn't always easy or possible for every business, and there are some tips and strategies for how to get your address on Google Business Profile, even if you don't want your exact house number, or if you do have an office that you don't want people to show up with, you don't have to tag the actual building. But having a physical location, making sure that you have a pin on the map is so much stronger than just having a service area, which you can, define. You can do both, but the stronger option of the two is definitely to have that physical pin. That goes a long way in getting you to rank higher. So if you can have a physical location, if you can't, again, I would encourage you to click the link down in the description to get in contact with me, and we can show you how we're doing that. Sometimes it changes, so I won't put a video out for that directly, but this is a great thing to do to increase your visibility of your business. Not only will people potentially just see it if they're scrolling around on maps, but when you search a certain area, you're much more likely to show up if you have a physical pin. The next one is very dependent on the type of businesses you are. I have this on here because I'm mostly servicing local service businesses, which don't usually have a physical location that people are going to, but they're usually just looking for a phone number and email to get in contact with them. And so I have on here to be open 24 hours. The importance of that is so that customers can find you outside of whatever your working hours are listed on Google. So say you end your day at 5 p.m. and that's what you put on Google. Customers who are looking for you after 5 p.m. when you are closed are less likely to find you because Google is going to promote businesses that stay open or that are open at the time of your customers searching. All right, lastly here, I have your integrated CRM button. So again, if you have a CRM, We really like Jobber's way of integrating this. This is a fantastic thing to do because it makes your account look super unique. So if you're in the top 3 and you have this giant button on your profile, then it helps you stand out. It makes your customers' life easier because they just have to click one button and then it can take you to whatever you set that button to. But this is a great thing to do for businesses because it's hard enough to stand out on Google Business Profile and anywhere in Google Maps. But if you do have this integrated CRM button, then that will let you stand apart. There are several CRMs that are partnered with Google, and you actually have to activate this inside of your CRM software and not your Google Business Profile. You have to link the two together and tell them it's okay to talk. The other part of this that I have found is that you have to have a physical address listed on there for this button to appear. So there's 2 elements to this that you have to have: a CRM that is partnered with Google and a physical address on there. Again, both of those things can be solved for, but you should know that going into this. And there's a reason not a lot of businesses have this. Is because it's a little bit more work than everything else that I've listed here, but it is a great way to set yourself apart. And again, Google does reward you for having the CRM button. We've seen our rankings increase almost instantaneously once we add this CRM button. Okay, our next category is media. This is the amount of photos and videos that you have uploaded and the type of photos and videos that you have uploaded. So you get a check mark if you just have photos, period. We've seen a lot of people with just like Street View or something like that. That's not doing you any good. Google doesn't like that. Your customers can't really understand who or what you do. So we definitely encourage you to just have photos. We've seen a milestone at 10 or more photos. This makes you a little bit bigger online again and build more trust with Google. This isn't as clear of a milestone as we have in the reviews, but we do see businesses that are higher up in the rankings oftentimes have 10 or more. Now, is that a cause or effect? We're not exactly sure, but it's something to look at and something to do with your account. If you can post photos with you or your crew actively working with your face in frame, that is going to build a trust with your customers. So anyone can take a picture of a tree or a roof or pipes or whatever and show like before and after. You know, those are good photos to have, but really the best way to grow trust with your customers is to put human faces in there. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to do that. The next part of this is very short form video. You don't want to be uploading, 5-10 minute video. We're looking for 5 to 10 seconds of a video, and sometimes even shorter, just to show off either the work or, your equipment or again, your crew. But short form video uploaded monthly is a great thing to add to your Google Business Profile. And Google does reward you for interacting with your account, which these are ways to do that. Now, lastly, and probably the least talked about that I've seen, is the post. This does take a little bit more elbow grease and understanding of what you're doing. So once again, my link is down in the description if you want to talk about this. The lowest hanging fruit here is the weekly added updates. They make this fairly obvious on where to add these. Usually a picture, some verbiage, and a link is a great thing to add to an update. Once again, I try to do this at least once a week for all of my customers. You can schedule these out now, which is fantastic, right inside of the tool. We can start with the Q&A section. This depends on the category that you are set in, but if you are in a category in which you can utilize a Q&A, then you can ask yourself questions and answer them. Again, it's not the most user-friendly interface that I've ever seen, but this is a good thing, especially with how AI now is pulling, if a customer asks a certain question, they can pull it directly from this Q&A section on your Google Business Profile. So it might not always be visible to the public when you're clicking around, but this is something that helps the AI understand what you do. So having, good questions, which I can show you how to do research on, and having unique answers. You don't want to just answer the same as everybody else or put something in there that's like very generic or just like an AI answer that you throw in there. You do want something that's unique to your business to give your business a little bit more category, but also make you unique both to the customers and however Google's algorithm works. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your business Google business. I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your Google Business Profile. One last try and I'm moving on. 3, 2, 1.